Peni, and I told that story about when Popeye got made. I told that story before. And then when Popeye became Aryan Brotherhood, he left it to Cordless. And the Cordless became Aryan Brotherhood. And it's crazy because all these dudes, bro, all these dudes that were, hardcore Peni members, once they become Aryan Brotherhood, you're not allowed to even be a part of Peni anymore. They vacuum them up. So that's the big leagues. They don't have no more love for Peni. Once they become AB, Cordless was all about Peni, and then once he got made, that was it. Like, that was it. He didn't care about us. He was just on to the next thing, because that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So you get these gangs, and you get this violent nature going on, and it's controlled by complete psychopaths. And that's why things are the way they are. Joey Hayes, he ended up dropping out too. That was one of the biggest names for years, dude.
All right, he spoke about Cordless, and basically what I'm going to do after I play this next video is explain to you what Peni is all about. This is Cordless.
Okay, let me tell you this. We have been formed since 1997, okay? That's when I started writing all the songs and putting together the ideas and the foundation, the building blocks of what I seen as something that needed to be brought to Orange County punk scene.
Alright, so that's Cordless. He's currently in prison, and he was a part of Peni, Public Enemy #1, and the thing about these smaller skinhead gangs, they're basically it's the same setup as the Mexican Mafia. You can say that the Aryan Brotherhood is like the Senate of the white skinhead gangs. Once these smaller skinhead gangs make it to the big leagues, one of their members or two of their members will actually rise up to become AB, and it's like they represent the state of white skinhead, white supremacist gangs, and the AB is like the central council. It's like the Senate. It's the big leagues. So what I'm going to play now is another Peni member. His name is actually Wayne, and he actually dropped out as well. Everybody has dropped out of Peni and the leadership. Popeye, the creator, he dropped out. He's on a sensitive needs yard. This guy Wayne that I'm about to play, he's on a sensitive needs yard. And Cordless, he's still out there rocking his AB.
I definitely regretted my choice, once I became brand. And, I'm just being honest, the responsibility and everything that came with it was not fun, and it was, a stressful job. If people, in higher places ain't getting paid, you're going to get killed. And they replace you and, with the next guy, basically, that fills your shoes. So anyway, Eddie stayed in that spot for a while.
And, yeah, and basically what these guys are trying to tell you is once, throughout their entire gang career, this is Popeye, creator of Peni, all throughout their career, they strive to become AB, Aryan Brotherhood. This is Popeye getting baptized. But once they actually make it to the AB, things change. They're no longer a part of their original gang, and they're at the behest of guys like this. This guy right here is going to tell you, hey, give me half of your money, and I want you to kill this guy for me. I don't care if you're going home from prison in a few years. You need to kill this guy, and if you don't, I'm going to kill you. I don't care if you catch a life sentence for doing this. I'm doing life already, so you think I care about the fact that you're going home? You need to stay in this prison with me. And eventually what happens is these guys drop out of Peni. These guys drop out of these white supremacist gangs, and they go to sensitive needs yards. This is actually the creator of Peni, Popeye, getting baptized recently. And yeah, Peni actually got wrapped up in this huge indictment. Well, some of the members from Peni who became Aryan Brotherhood got wrapped up in this indictment in 2018, and basically the Aryan Brotherhood criminal organization was selling major amounts of drugs out of the California prison system and on the streets. They were generating millions of dollars, and Popeye got caught up in it. And as a result of getting caught up in that indictment and not wanting to do life, he dropped out, became Christian, and went to a sensitive needs yard. Public Enemy #1 is an unusual hybrid of a racist skinhead gang, street gang, and prison gang. Since the early 2000s, the group has grown considerably, particularly in California where it originated and has also spread to nearby states. Peni's increasing strength stems to a large degree from its ability to position itself as a white power criminal organization capable of operating both on the streets and in the prison yards. In the prison yards as foot soldiers for older, more established white supremacist prison gangs such as the Aryan Brotherhood. And basically what I want to let you know is these guys join these particular skinhead gangs as youngsters. And they look at the AB, the Aryan Brotherhood, as the big leagues. But once they make it to the big leagues, they realize that their decision-making power is no longer their own. They're not in charge of themselves anymore. They can't make their own decisions. A group of guys who are doing life in prison control everything that you do. And the moment you slip up, and the moment you decide that you don't want to do what they want you to do, they're going to kill you. So let this be a reminder. It doesn't matter if it's a black gang, Hispanic gang, or whatever. All of these gangs have, legendary criminals drop out and become protective custody inmates for a reason. Donald Popeye Mazza is the self-described white king of Orange County. He influenced an entire generation of young white boys who want to be skinheads, and now he's a Christian. So let that be a lesson.